Oh, honey, we are so glad to have you back.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for moments where Meg's family actually came through for her or did something courteous for her on their behalf. Spoilers ahead.
You gotta know, I was only thinking about your happiness.
I know, Dad, and I appreciate it.
Number 10. Peter stands up to her tormentors as principal.
I'm gonna do the Ice Bucket Challenge. 3 years too late, but right on time for a principal. And making no less sense than it did when it was current.
When Peter becomes the principal of Meg's high school in this episode, he uses his position to discipline troublemakers, especially students who pick on Meg.
This is gonna make people's sneakers sticky, and then we're gonna have to listen to all day. Well, I won't have it. Get on your knees and lick that up.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm the principal.
However, because this is Peter we're talking about, he takes his position as school administrator too far and horribly abuses his power. Peter is normally neglectful of Meg, if not downright abusive, so it's nice to see him use a position of influence to help his daughter for a change.
He wouldn't kiss Ruth at the Sadie Hawkins dance, even though she bought him dinner before at Walt's roast beef.
Well, I don't see how that's got anything to do with...
And he called you fat.
Oh, I'm gonna squish him.
With Peter's help, Meg feels seen and as if someone is looking out for her. Number 9. Peter and Meg bond and learn responsibility.
Dad, I've been hearing that song in the backseat of your car since I was a little kid.
Huh. Never knew you were listening. Never even knew you were there. Wait, were you that little fat boy with the glasses?
Yes, Dad.
On a road trip to a college interview, Peter learns to appreciate Meg after he finds out that she knows so much about him. He starts hanging out with his daughter, and they begin to do things together, including sharing a cutaway flashback.
Dad, they're all bruised and filthy.
Yeah, these might be throwing at Bus's apples, not eating apples. See, Meg, you can be in the flashback, because we're friends now.
However, many of their bonding activities are reckless or dangerous, and eventually, Meg comes to the conclusion that she has to break things off with Peter for her own good. While the activities they do together are often stressful, Meg does enjoy the time she gets to spend with her father.
My little girl's growing up.
Yes, she is, Dad. Yes, she is.
Number 8. Peter uses his Lando persona to make Meg look good.
Hey, man, cool specs.
Thanks, G. I'm the new kid in town, Lando Griffin. No relation.
When Peter goes undercover as a student in Meg's high school, he assumes a fake identity that makes him the most popular kid in school.
Gotta give it up. Give it up.
Give up the toad now.
This gives him a chance to be one of the cool kids, which is something he didn't get to be the first time he went to high school. However, when he sees that Meg goes to a big dance alone, he decides to boost her popularity by pretending to have been romantically rejected by her.
That's my dream girl. But I'm not good enough for her, and she dumped me. So now, heartbroken, I will ride recklessly into the night and up Dead Man's Curve. Goodbye, Meg. I love you.
His selfless act works, and Meg gets a chance to be popular herself. Number 7. Stewie repays Meg for saving his life.
Meg Griffin, you saved your brother's life, so here's your showcase of prizes. You'll be the talk of the town with your new macaroni necklace.
Stewie may be a vicious psychopath to most of humanity, but he is relatively nice to Meg. After she prevents him from choking to death at a birthday party, he decides to make it up to her by improving her social standing and making her life a little more bearable.
Look at her. She just sits there and takes it. She deserves a better life than this, Brian. And you know what? I'm going to give it to her.
While these attempts at boosting Meg's popularity don't work as planned, his setting up Meg on a date with Kevin indirectly helps by giving her more confidence, despite the date itself being a failure.
More appetizer?
No thanks. Cauliflower gives me the scoots.
Stewie isn't known for his compassion, so it's impressive that he not only notices that Meg needs help, but also goes out of his way to help her.
It actually felt great to be empowered for once. Good night, guys.
You know what, Brian? We actually did make Meg's life a little bit better. She got to dump someone.
Number 6. Peter and Lois save Meg from a group of strange men.
Well, I don't just shoot school events. My real passion is discovering talent like yours.
Really? You think I could model?
Sure, you've got a great look. Here's my number. Give me a call if you're interested.
Meg finds success as a model in this episode and is invited to a house full of strangers. Peter and Lois, tipped off by Chris by the kind of work Meg is doing now, know that something bad could happen and intervene.
God, what happened? It seems like just yesterday she was born.
Mr. Griffin, would you like to cut the cord?
Sure.
Okay, that wasn't the cord, and now you've got a girl.
With the help of Quagmire and his innate ability to find other men of his ilk, they're able to find Meg just in time before anything permanently scarring can be done to her. They also apologize for not supporting her and are able to get her to quit her modeling before it could damage her psychologically.
We love you, sweetheart. And you deserve better than this.
Thanks, you guys.
Number 5. Peter is overprotective of Meg.
I never realized until now how much I've taken her for granted. I mean, she's my only daughter, and I feel like I've never treated her as well as I should have. Hey, Meg, you got something on your shirt.
Upon almost losing Meg, Peter becomes more appreciative of her and does a series of nice things for her. He defends her against people whom he sees as a threat to her, including Connie D'Amico. Unfortunately, his overprotective helicopter parenting makes him suspicious of a nice guy named Michael, whom Meg is dating. This makes things awkward when Peter goes to great lengths to make sure that her boyfriend is on the level.
But I think your dad is sitting at that table over there.
What? Where?
Well, I can't tell if it's him. I think he's wearing some kind of disguise.
Oh my God, Dad!
However, his behavior comes in handy when Meg announces that she's pregnant, even though she's not. And Peter's confrontation with Michael persuades him to marry her, even though he eventually doesn't.
Oh, Michael, I love you too. And I have some wonderful news. I'm not pregnant.
What?
Number 4. Lois helps her get revenge on Connie.
I'm like one of those bald eagles you see on the Discovery Channel. Beautiful to look at, but mess with one of my chicks and I'll use my razor-sharp talons to rip your eyes out. Cookies are done.
When Meg is humiliated by Connie and the popular kids, Lois offers to help her get revenge. Even when Meg rejects Lois's help only to be further humiliated, Lois overlooks Meg's rejection and comes through for her by sicking Quagmire on these kids.
Mom!
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
While exposing these kids to Quagmire is horrible, she is thinking of Meg while doing it. This kind of dedication to helping out Meg would have been unheard of by the time the episode Seahorse Seashell Party aired. But this is an episode from an earlier season where Lois is a caring mother and isn't burned out and callous.
Now, if we set up booby traps here,
How'd you get these blueprints?
Oh, your mother has her ways. She has her ways. Can I have the blueprints to the D'Amico house?
Sure, here you go.
Number 3. Brian writes a moving story about Meg.
She looks at the world through hopeful eyes and maintains an uncommon resilience that can only be admired. In this sense, Meg Griffin is not the typical American girl. She is far sweeter and kinder than that.
After Meg gets out of prison, she goes down a self-destructive path where she engages in criminal and delinquent behavior.
Oh my God, are you using my shirts as toilet paper?
Yeah, and I think I might need some right now. Get out now or stay and get weird. Your call, Warden.
When she holds up a pharmacy, Brian tries to get Meg to reconnect with the gentle soul she used to be by telling her about an article that he had written about her. Meg is touched by the article, and it ends up redeeming her.
Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. God, I was just so tired of being everyone's whipping girl that it felt kind of good to do some of the whipping.
Brian's writing is rarely seen as doing anyone doing any good, but in this case, it's able to save Meg's life and keep her from going back to prison. Number 2. Peter and Lois stop Meg from hooking up with Quagmire.
Well, it's your 18th birthday, Meg. That's a very important milestone in a young woman's life. Hey, welcome to the adult club, huh?
The minute Meg turns 18, Quagmire takes an interest in her, and the two of them start dating. At first, Lois wants to give Meg her space, but she comes around to Peter's side, who knows from the beginning that Quagmire is bad news.
And I want you to stay the hell away from her.
Peter, it's me, Quagmire. This is what I do. Besides, Meg is 18 now, and you've got to let go. You've done your job. It's my turn now.
Fortunately, they're able to stop Meg from becoming intimate with Quagmire at his cabin getaway by bursting in at the last minute. If not for their intervention, Meg could have gotten a disease from Quagmire or something more traumatic could have happened.
If you ever touch my daughter again, I will cut your thing off and feed it to Brian.
Okay.
Let's move on. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Stewie and Brian rescue Meg from captivity.
Oh my god, Dad. Are they gonna take me? I'm so scared.
Meg? Meg?
Meg is kidnapped in this parody of Taken, and she is trafficked into a slavery ring. Since Peter explicitly states that he doesn't have any skills, it's up to Stewie and Brian to work together to save Meg from a horrible fate. They use their detective skills and put their lives in danger in order to track down Meg.
Hey, got one more here.
Oh, where are we? I'm from Atlanta. I don't know where we are.
Hey, you better hurry. They're starting soon.
However, the person Meg is sold to would have given her a fantastic life, but ends up getting deep-sixed by Stewie. It's the thought that counts. Most kindly of all, Stewie uses Men in Black technology to wipe Meg's mind so she can forget the whole experience.
I mean, 1 minute I was being proposed to by a handsome Arabian prince, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up in a French hospital.
Oh, and we heard from Ruth's parents she had her tongue ripped out. I guess we got off easy, huh?
What do you all think about Meg? Do you think she deserves better? Let us know in the comments.
You did a good job being my dad.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.